In the shadows of Ethiopia's bustling cities and fertile highlands, immense wealth and quiet power are concentrated in the hands of a few. Their names rarely appear on election posters, they rarely grant interviews, yet their capital steers factories, farms, oil depots, mines, hotels, and even stadiums. And at the very center stands one man, Sheikh Mohammed Hussein Al-Amoudi, an Ethiopian-born magnate, Saudi-based billionaire, and one of the wealthiest African-born men alive. His fortune, estimated around $9 to $10 billion, has built an empire that touches nearly every part of Ethiopia's modern economy. Unlike celebrity moguls who thrive on headlines, Al-Amoudi lives in the shadows. No flashy social media, no conference tours. His style is old world, discreet, calculated, immensely powerful. This is the story of how one family, led by one enigmatic patriarch, came to quietly shape Ethiopia's economy. Welcome to Luxury Buzz, your window into the world's most extravagant fortunes, royal dynasties, and hidden power. If you love untold billionaire stories, hit subscribe, smash that like button, and turn on notifications so you never miss a glimpse of pure opulence. Humble origins, global rise. Mohammed Hussein Al-Amoudi was born in 1946 in Dessie, Ethiopia, to a Yemeni father and Ethiopian mother. His childhood was modest. His father traded spices and coffee, and young Mohammed learned negotiation and resilience early. As a teenager, he left for Saudi Arabia, chasing opportunity. There, timing and ambition aligned. By the late 1980s, he secured one of the most lucrative government contracts in Saudi history, a $30 billion deal to build vast underground oil storage facilities. That single contract transformed him from an ambitious migrant into a billionaire almost overnight. From there, he expanded rapidly, buying oil refineries in Sweden and Morocco, investing in petroleum exploration across the North Sea and West Africa. But despite Saudi citizenship and global reach, he never severed ties with his birthplace. Instead, he returned with something Ethiopia desperately needed: capital, building an empire at home. In the 1990s, Ethiopia cautiously opened its economy. Al-Amoudi seized the moment, creating MIDROC Ethiopia, his flagship holding company. Through Midrock and dozens of affiliates, he built a sprawling empire. Construction and real estate. Midrock construction shaped skylines, but its crown jewel is the Sheraton Addis Hotel, a five-star landmark that became both symbol and stage. Presidents, monarchs, and celebrities have walked its marble halls, while Ethiopians celebrate weddings and milestones under its chandeliers. Energy and mining. His company, National Oil Ethiopia, NOC, became a critical distributor, meaning much of the fuel powering taxis, buses, and generators flowed through his pipelines. In mining, Midrock Gold's Liga Dembi operation made Ethiopia a significant gold exporter, fueling both revenue and controversy. Manufacturing and industry. He acquired Addis Tire, Ethiopia's only tire factory, and founded Derba MIDROC Cement, doubling cement production and fueling the nation's construction boom. His steel projects aim to reduce imports and accelerate industrialization. Agriculture and land. Perhaps the most controversial, his Saudi Star Agriculture leased over 500,000 hectares of fertile Ethiopian land to grow rice, sugar, and oil seeds, feeding Gulf markets but sparking accusations of land grabbing. Finance and aviation. Midrock's financial arms hold stakes in banks and insurance. Even aviation is covered. Transnation Airways, his private airline, supports cargo and charter flights. Today, his companies employ over 70,000 people worldwide. From the fuel in trucks to the cement in walls, from coffee exports to luxury hotels, Al-Amoudi's imprint is everywhere. Influence beyond business. With empires like this, influence is never just commercial. From the 1990s onward, successive Ethiopian governments saw Al-Amoudi as both investor and partner. He pledged nearly $88 million to Ethiopia's Grand Renaissance Dam, bankrolled stadiums, and sponsored football clubs. When the state needed capital, Al-Amoudi could deliver it, instantly. His role blurred the line between businessman and nation builder. This influence wasn't lost on leaders. When he was detained in Saudi Arabia's 2017 anti-corruption purge, Ethiopian politics practically held its breath. Even then, his empire didn't collapse. Professional managers kept operations running, cash kept flowing, and his grip on Ethiopia's economy endured. His return after 400 days of detention underscored two truths. Fortunes can be fragile in geopolitics, but well-built systems survive their founder's absence. A life of quiet luxury. Despite his vast fortune, Al-Amoudi cultivates mystery. No interviews, no Instagram, rare public appearances. Yet behind closed doors, his lifestyle rivals royalty. Lavish residences in London, a countryside estate in Surrey, and a palatial home in Jeddah. Travel by private jet, allowing him to slip between continents with little publicity. Discreet luxury yachts for entertaining allies far from cameras. Rolls-Royces and Bentleys, including his recent arrival in Ethiopia with a $400,000 Rolls-Royce Spectre. The Sheraton Addis often doubles as both business headquarters and personal reception hall, guarded and exclusive. His security is ever present but low profile, blending invisibly into the background. To allies, he is gracious and paternal, often described as generous with loyal staff. To critics, he is untouchable, his wealth making him nearly immune to the scrutiny faced by ordinary businessmen. Unlike celebrity billionaires who flaunt their wealth, Al-Amoudi embodies what some call quiet luxury, opulence without spectacle, influence without noise. Public opinion and controversies. Al-Amoudi's role in Ethiopia divides opinion. Hero narrative. Many see him as a nation builder, the billionaire who invested when few others dared. He built factories, created jobs, and modernized industries from scratch. His philanthropy, funding hospitals, schools, and scholarships, bolsters that image, succession and legacy. Now in his late 70s, Al-Amoudi faces the inevitable question of succession. With 8 children and sprawling holdings across continents, the future of Ethiopia's most powerful dynasty is uncertain. Will the next generation continue quietly, or will Ethiopia see a shift toward professional CEOs institutionalizing his influence? There are signs of transition. Divestments abroad to free capital, renewed focus on African assets, and alignment with Ethiopia's national priorities like import substitution and industrialization. But the challenge is greater than continuity, it's legitimacy. Ethiopia's younger population is more connected, more demanding of transparency. They question not just what billionaires build, but who benefits, at what cost. For the Al-Amoudi dynasty, survival will depend on moving from privilege to performance, from shadow influence to visible accountability. Whatever the outcome, Al-Amoudi's legacy is already etched into Ethiopia. You can drive it, sleep in it, brew it, and export it. His empire is literally built into the country's foundations. So, do billionaire families secretly run Ethiopia? Not literally. Parliaments still pass laws, governments still govern. But when one portfolio touches fuel, gold, cement, and agriculture, it shapes daily life in ways impossible to ignore. That is the strategy of quiet power. Presence without spectacle, wealth without noise, influence that whispers but shapes a nation. If this deep dive into the billionaire families who secretly run Ethiopia pulled back the curtain, make sure to subscribe to Luxury Buzz, drop a like, and share this video. Because in Ethiopia, as in many nations climbing the development ladder, billionaire families may not run the government, but they run enough that you feel it every single day.